The Montana sky was a blazing canvas of orange and rose as dusk crept over the rugged land. A hawk circled high above, its wings slicing the air in perfect silence. Below, nestled near the Bitterroot River, the dusty frontier town of Ash Creek dozed beneath the heat and grit of summer. It was a place of lawlessness, prayers whispered at dawn, and dreams buried beneath layers of dust and sorrow. Wade Mercer rode his gelding along the riverbank, saddle creaking in rhythm with a horse's gait. The former gunslinger had spent the last 3 years trying to bury the name that once made outlaws tremble, Wade the Viper. Now, with a ranch to his name and scars that reached deeper than the skin, he wanted peace. But peace never came easy in Ash Creek. The water glimmered in the fading light, its gentle ripples betraying nothing, until he saw her. At first, Wade thought it was a bundle of cloth cord on a log. Then he saw the pale arm, a woman, floating face down near the rapids, her dress fanning around her like a dying lily. "Whoa, girl," he muttered to his horse, leaping off and running into the shallows. The current was swift, but Wade was swifter. He reached her just as the river tried to swallow her whole. Chapter 2. A Woman Without a Name. She coughed up water as he pulled her onto the rocky shore. Her body was limp, cold. Wade pounded her back, turned her gently, and listened for breath. When her chest finally heaved, he whispered, "That's it. You hold on, darling Dot." Her eyes fluttered open for a moment, deep green and glassy with fear, before she slipped into unconsciousness. Wade bundled her in his coat, set her on his horse, and headed straight to the only person who might help, Widow Flynn, the midwife and healer at the edge of town. "She's been beat to hell," the widow said later, washing blood from the girl's hair. "Bruised ribs, deep cuts, and looks like she was dragged. This wasn't no accident." "Any idea who she is?" Wade asked, leaning against the wall with a scowl. "Not yet. But the way she flinches in her sleep, I'd wager she's run from something dark." Chapter 3. A Name Worth Saving. It took 2 days for her to speak. "Clara," she rasped. "Clara what?" Wade asked gently. She hesitated. "Clara Harrow." The name twisted something in Wade's gut. Harrow was the same last name as Jeb Harrow, the outlaw who ran the Harrow Gang. The same men Wade had once run with before he walked away for good. "You got any kin?" he asked cautiously. Clara looked away, jaw tight. "Not in the mall." Wade didn't press. He recognized that look. It was the same one he saw in the mirror after the war, after the killings, after he'd turned his back on the gun. Over the next week, Clara began to heal. She stayed in the widow's guest room, her ribs bound tight, but her spirit was slow to return. Wade stopped by each day, bringing food, firewood, or books he never finished reading. He never asked what had happened, and she never offered, but each time their eyes met, something passed between them, silent and raw. Chapter 4. Shadows in the Dust. Clara's past came back on a Tuesday. 3 riders stormed into Ash Creek, their horses lathered, dust trailing like smoke. Men with snake eyes and itchy fingers. Wade watched from the saloon window as they dismounted and walked toward the sheriff's office. One of them, thin, with a scar along his jaw, was Pete McKern, Harrow's second-in-command. Wade stiffened. Clara had gone to the general store. If they saw her, he didn't wait. He bolted through the back, grabbed his horse, and rode straight for her. He found her just as she stepped onto the porch with a bag of dried beans and soap. "They're here," he said. Clara froze. "I won't let them take you," he promised. Her hand trembled, and for the first time, he saw the layers peel back. Clara was strong, but she was scared. "They think I stole from them," she whispered. "But I didn't. I saw something. Jeb killed a man who was supposed to be pardoned. I ran. They'd never let me live after that." Wade nodded. "Then we run too." Chapter 5. Blood in the Canyon. They rode under moonlight, traveling high through Elk Creek Canyon where the rocks swallowed sound and the trees whispered secrets. Wade knew these trails. He'd once used them to escape posses and track men worth gold. Now, he used them to save her. For 2 days, they hid in a hunter's shack. Wade kept watch while Clara rested. On the third night, firelight danced between them as Clara spoke about her past. Her mother died when she was a child. Her father was a drunk who traded her to Harrow's men for gambling debt. She'd served as a housemaid, then something worse. "I escaped once," she whispered, staring at the fire. "Got 3 days before they dragged me back. Jib made sure I remembered what disobedience cost." Wade clenched his jaw so tight it hurt. He wanted to kill every last Harrow man. But vengeance wasn't what Clara needed. She needed freedom. Chapter 6, Redemption Rides at Dawn. They made it back to Ash Creek under the cover of fog, hoping the Harrow men had given up. But the town was different. Silent, tense. A boy ran to meet them. "They got the widow," he cried. "They say they'll kill her if the girl don't show." Wade's blood turned cold. Clara stepped forward. "I'll go." "No," Wade growled. "You'll die." "Then you go," she said softly, eyes gleaming. "But I won't hide anymore. If she dies for me, I'll never live free." Wade saw it then, the courage beneath her pain, the lioness beneath the lamb. He saddled up, strapped on the gun he'd sworn never to use again, and rode into town. Chapter 7, The Gunfighter Returns. The Harrow men had taken over the saloon, the widow tied to a chair at the front. Pete McKern sneered as Wade entered. "Look who decided to show his face. Thought you were out of the game, Viper." Wade didn't blink. "Let the widow go." Pete laughed. "Oh, what? You gonna shoot me like you shot your brother back in El Paso?" The room went still. Clara had followed him, despite his warnings. She stepped into the doorway, chin high. "Let her go," she said, voice shaking but firm. "You're here for me." "No," Wade said, drawing his gun faster than lightning. "They are here to die." What followed was thunder and fire. Chapter 8, Ashes and Sunrise. When the smoke cleared, 2 Harrow men were dead. Pete lay bleeding, groaning curses as Wade stepped over him. "You don't get to hurt her again," Wade said, gun shaking. Clara's hand found his. "Let him live," she whispered. "It's over." And so Wade lowered the gun. The sheriff, finally roused by the noise, arrived minutes later. He'd always been afraid of Harrow's reach, until tonight. With Pete in jail and the townsfolk awakened by Wade's stand, Ash Creek changed. Slowly, but surely. And Clara? She stayed. Chapter 9, Where Hope Begins. 6 months later, Wade built a new porch in the cabin just north of the river. Clara's garden bloomed out front. Wildflowers and sage, the kind she once dreamed of planting when she was a child. She still had nightmares. So did he. But each morning, they woke side by side. Clara rested a hand on her growing belly and watched Wade fix a fence post in the orange light of dawn. "You think the past ever really lets go?" she asked one morning. He looked up, sweat on his brow and love in his eyes. "No, but I think we get stronger than it." She smiled. "Then let's stay strong."